everybody, and welcome to this month's edition of Room to Roam. I'm Roberta Gonzales with
Travis Scott, the Executive Director of Visit Mendocino County.
And over the last season, the last year of dropping a monthly podcast, I've learned so much about Mendocino County. There's the coastal side, there's the inland side, and there's a whole lot of beauty in between. And Travis, where we're going to stop this time around?
Today, we are going to start off at the Andiron Seaside Inn and Cabins in Little River. And we're going to tour and hang out with Scott Connolly, one of the owners and innkeeper there. And we might run into a goat or a chicken or two along the way.
Or a fox.
Or a fox, exactly. Really great place set right, along the ocean, up on the bluffs in Little River, and just such a great vibe and a really fun environment. So,
yeah. This is one of the first things I recommend to people between that and Little River Inn, right there in Little River. I enjoy both of them, but for separate reasons. The Andiron, you can be you. You can do whatever you want. You could just hunker down in your cabin. You could bring all your own food, your lascivious libations, whatever you want, or you can go outside and fetch some eggs from the chicken coop and make your own breakfast. And there's just a lot to be said and done. So why don't we head on over to the Andiron? Room to Roam, Visit Mendocino County. This time around finds us in none other than a gem, a jewel of a place just outside Mendocino. We call this Little River Valley here, and I am in Andiron. It's a wonderful establishment for cabins to stay overnight. And to tell us more about that, we have Scott Connolly here. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Where'd you get the name Andiron?
So it was called Pacific Mist Inn when we bought it.
Okay, and stop right there. We have to do cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's happy hour.
And we didn't like that name. We thought it sounded like a deodorant. And we were trying to figure out different names. We thought Lazy Meadow Lodge, interesting names. And then we noticed it was Andiron Road. So, wow, they'll think we named the road after us. So we named it the Andiron, got a sign made, and when they came down and put the sign up, underneath was Andiron Lodge. So it has been Andiron Lodge since 1959, and for 5 years it was changed to Pacific Mist, and we brought it back to the original Andiron.
So how long have you been here?
12 years.
And with your lovely?
Indeed.
Melanie?
Madeline.
Madeline. Yeah, and I've got to tell you, it was so welcoming coming into my, I call it a cabin, even though you call it a lodge. I came into my cabin yesterday in the early evening hours, and there was some really awesome music playing. Who picks the music?
Madeline picks the music. It's all on a USB drive. There is 300 hours because we don't know when people are going to check in.
Right.
So we set the music playing in the morning, and whenever you check in, it'll still be playing.
Yes, beautiful music.
It's all the 40s.
It's all the 40s.
Yep.
And then also, because we got in and it was dark, every light in the place was turned on. And I spent the next hour trying to learn how to turn off every light, because these cabins are so antique and unusual, and they all have their own style and class and flair, and each lamp is different.
We're collectors, and we have collected so much mid-century, mid-20th century stuff, and we've outfitted all of the cabins in various accoutrements, including lamps that, yes, they don't, even the two bedside lamps don't turn off and on the same way, unfortunately.
No,
but we think it's more important that you walk into a lighted room than walk into a darkened room. And imagine if you had to try to figure out how to turn the lights on.
I once did that at the W Hotel, and I kept walking around clapping, thinking that's how to get the lights to come on. And I think my clapping just brought some friends this way. I'd love to see my friends. Who are these friends? Good. Yeah, we do. We got some treats for my friends here. You got to see this. This is wonderful. You come here and it's nature.
This is our goat happy hour. The happy hour is going behind us. Let's bring the goats into it.
Oh my God.
I guess they're camera shy.
Come on, babies.
They're camera shy.
Oh, they haven't been camera shy. I walked up, and this one right here, you called it intern, but what's his name? What's this one's name? Because we have peanut butter. Sugar. So Sugar looked at me like this. Seriously, just the head went like this. So we have goats roaming the property. We have deer all over the place. We have, I thought it was a cat, but it doesn't turn out to be a cat. It's some other wonderful thing. And bats, and it's just nature wonderland out here. And you have great toys for the kids. You have cornhole. It's just an escape, isn't it?
It is. And we have people who, when it was built in 1959, people stayed longer. And so that's why there are kitchens, and so people still stay longer than we thought today, but I think that might be COVID, that people are staying for longer periods. But it's perfectly comfortable to stay. The folks behind us have been here for a week.
Yes, from Walnut Creek and San Jose, and everybody's just enjoying the happy hour that is now going on here. Whatever made you dream so big to have a lodge with such eccentric, and that, I use that in a good way.
Yeah.
I do. Eccentric taste and such a welcoming spirit.
Well, believe it or not, everything in the rooms we've collected all of our lives, and it used to grace our home. We live part-time in Berkeley, and finally the house just got so full of stuff that either we had to start getting rid of it or we had to find a place to display it. So the Andiron displays our lifetime of collecting important stuff for us.
And you have how many cabins here?
There are 11 cabins.
And each one has a different theme. Mine is read.
Yes.
So I have honestly about 1,000 books in my cabin that you can select and read from and enjoy. And I do want to thank you for that. And then you have the larger cabin, and what is that thing?
So, well, I should start by saying that the names came because these are duplexes.
Oh.
And we decided to do double names so that they could stand alone if they were rented alone, or if we opened them up, they went together. So we have nature and nurture, and here and there, and you're in read, and it's read and write, and then we have curious and curiouser. And then one cabin was not a duplex. It is a full 2-bedroom, 2-bath cabin, and we weren't sure what to call it because we couldn't do the two names. And Madeline's parents came to mind. They had a romance during World War II, and so the William and Mildred Suite, I only knew them as Bill and Millie, but we call it the William and Mildred Suite, is a 2-room, 2-bath cabin that tells their love story, and we have all of their things from the 1940s in it.
So it's safe to believe and to say that you guys are romantics.
Yeah.
Okay. So what has it been like? You were from Berkeley to come at least, 100 miles over the Golden Gate Bridge to this haven. How has it changed your life?
It didn't change our life until COVID, because we lived in Berkeley every weekday.
Oh.
And we only came here weekends to run the inn. So we had staff who ran it during the week, and then we'd come up every Thursday night and run it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then go back to Berkeley. With COVID, and we had to send all of the employees home, somebody needed to take care of the animals. We have, besides goats, we have chickens. And so we came on our normal weekend. We had no idea that we would be staying here now full-time for 2 years, because we had to take care of the animals. And although the staff is back, we love it and we enjoy it.
Have you found a difference in your demeanor? Because I just feel like you're so chill.
We are so much more relaxed. Our lives in the Bay Area were the typical Bay Area go lives, and especially we were closed fully for 3 months, and Madeline and I could walk throughout this whole property alone. There was no traffic.
Oh my goodness.
And we would just sit on a different deck every night and watch the sunset. And that settled us down, and now we're much calmer.
So this was a positive side that you were able to take away from COVID.
Now we're going to sell our Berkeley home. We never thought we'd do that. But
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And if, this show is called Room to Roam, because we try to tell people in Mendocino County there's so many different quaint bedroom communities that you have plenty of room to roam. Come on, baby. You can come join the conversation. You have room to roam too. And so you have room to roam here. And if you had anything to tell anybody in the Bay Area or anywhere else around the country that wants to come and enjoy Mendocino County, what would you say?
It's just endless. The things that you can see, the county is huge, and it has so many different ecosystems, and so the wineries and the cannabis, the coast is just, it's not like parts of the California coast that most people are aware of. It's coves, and it's just interesting tide pools, and so whatever you do and whatever you like, you can find some of that anywhere within the county. We happen to be coastally oriented, and so that's our big push, but boy, the county as a whole is just filled with so many great things. That's what we're finding out by roaming around Mendocino County, and we invite people to come and do the same thing too, and we invite them to come see you here at the Andiron. Indeed, we welcome everyone. All right, and you will not forget it. It's such an enjoyable experience, and we thank you so much for having us. And it's happy hour time. You got a wonderful campfire here, and this is what I love too. When's the last time you've been out to a campfire? I mean, really, seriously, I can't. Do we have s'mores? Well, there are skewers up at that fire pit in order to do s'mores. Okay. Well, I have junior mints in my room, so we could bring the junior mints. We'll bring the graham crackers, put the... There you go. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Room to roam. Visit Mendocino County. We're here at the Andiron and Little River Valley, and we hope to see you here too. Rolling hills and vineyard valleys, redwood forests, and a stunning coastline. Mendocino County features wineries, breweries, restaurants, and lovely places to stay. For a breath of fresh air and room to roam, visit Mendocino County. I cannot express enough how precious this place is, and it has so much different meanings to so many different people, like you, Travis. Absolutely. I just love the vibe of each room. There's not a room there that doesn't have like a special feeling. Like they've curated the feel of the place so well and put so much effort into that. Like it just is so comfortable. Very comfortable. In fact, our videographer and editor, Michael, who's behind the camera right now, he's stayed there also before. And he cannot speak highly enough about it. In fact, he wants to go back for his birthday in February. Right. Yeah, because it's just so comfortable sitting out on a deck. You have your own deck on this cabin, and it's wonderful to see the fog rolling in or the fog rolling out, and it's just so peaceful and so quiet. A little slice of heaven. Exactly. At Andiron. Yeah. So, okay. From Andiron, let's head into Mendocino City, right? Mendocino proper. Yep. And this is a fun little place to sit and grab some grub, and also you can watch some sports and just get to meet some locals. Yeah. So in the village of Mendocino is Patterson's Pub, and Patterson's Pub is just this wonderful place for locals and visitors alike to really, sit back, relax, take in the experience of Mendocino, have a great cocktail and delicious pub food. So we talked to the general manager, Jeannie Dobson, and we ate outside. So you can still have that choice inside or outside. And the trees out on the courtyard are so beautiful. And Jeannie had a lot to talk about. So let's hear what she had to say. And here we are again on the road for Room to Roam, Visit Mendocino County. And I am with Jeannie Dobson, and she's the general manager of this great place here. We're talking about Patterson's Pub, and we're in Mendocino. And Jeannie, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's just a joy, and I just love this patio you have here. Was this patio here before COVID?
No, it wasn't. When Patterson's first opened back in 2007, we did have a garden out here, but this property had sold and we lost use of the garden. And when COVID happened, I just convinced my boss to go over and talk to Honer at Harvest Market and see if he would lease it to us, and he graciously did. And so we have created this atmosphere for
and it's wonderful
to be in.
Yeah, I hear all the locals talking about it. It's just the great place to come and actually get to congregate safely. very safely, and still have a good meal. So tell me, what makes Patterson's so special, Patterson's Pub, so special to you?
Well, we have great food and great staff. It's open late at night, which people love.
Yeah.
So if you're on the road and you're trying to get up here and you're looking for a place to eat, we serve till 10 o'clock. And there's not too many businesses in town that do that.
See, that's amazing. You just hit on a very special point because people are on the road and it's room to roam and visit Mendocino County, and you're open when you get here. We got here the other night, it was like really late, and it's like, what do we do? Where do we go? And this is the place to come.
Yeah.
Plus, you feature some mighty fine pomegranate margaritas. And she's smiling. Yeah, we do. So tell me about your food that you serve here. What are your specialties?
Well, we have a lot of specialties. Our clam chowder, our Reubens, we have fresh fish, we have great burgers. So the burgers are the best in town. But I'd probably say our nachos, our Reuben, our clams, just about everything. It's comfort food. It's people like to come and, get full and have a nice experience dining on good homemade food. That's basically.
And that's what it is. It's that real good comfort food. So how long have you been here?
17 years.
17 years. And what keeps you here? You love it. You love your job.
I love it. Yeah, I do. I like my job. And Mendocino, I'm from Mendocino. So I'm not going anywhere, and it's a good job, and I love what I do.
So you are a native person from Mendocino. Would you call you a Mendocinian? What do you say?
I don't know what they call it. A local.
A local. And so as a local, if somebody wanted to come up and visit Mendocino or any place in Mendocino County, as a local, go ahead and tell me the attributes.
Well, mostly I would say it's nature. It's being able to go to the beach and walk the headlands and jump in a canoe. And basically people come up here to unwind, really. There's not big stage productions or any kind of nightlife like that. It's where people just come to unwind and relax and basically be with nature. And
something I saw last night that I found really amazing that I haven't seen in a long time is with COVID we've been locked down for so long, and it was great to see kids during COVID start riding their bikes again. Seeing kids outside riding their bikes, because for so long you see kids on these all the time. You see them on their laptops or computers playing their video games. But up here last night I was driving near the coast and I saw a family having a campfire. And the kids are running around, the dog is barking and running as well, and I thought, wow.
Well, we're very fortunate to have several state parks around here too. There's McCarricker and Van Dam and Russian Gulch. So there's a lot of camping. A lot of places for people to come, and places for people to come to that are escaping the smoke and the heat right now.
It's true. And up here with these great campgrounds, you can camp at the beach, but then you can come and enjoy places like this that has amazing food and amazing lascivious libations. I keep going back to the pomegranate margarita because before it was even delivered to me, I could smell it. It smelled like pomegranates. Yeah, who came up with this?
I think Julie did. She's one of my coworkers.
Yeah? Well, you tell her Roberta...
She's my assistant manager, actually.
Yeah. Well, you tell her she did a great job.
Yes.
Roberta said can we just do a cheers to that here?
Sure.
Just be careful. It's a long reach. It's our 6 feet distance reach. Okay. I always wanted longer arms. So tell me a little bit about you and your family. Is your family from here as well?
Yes. Both my parents are still with me. We live here in Mendocino. My brother lives in Elk, and I have 2 kids, actually both whom work here.
Oh, fantastic. Keep those kids busy and working and gainfully employed.
Yep.
That's another thing about Mendocino County. A lot of the times you think of just Mendocino itself, but as I've been seeing, the whole philosophy, there's room to roam. It's really true. You have Boonesville, you have Anderson Valley, you have Elk, you have Navarro. Then we've gone, Point Arena, Fort Bragg. And then we've been inland. Have you been to the donkey sanctuary?
No.
There's a donkey sanctuary inland just in Ukiah.
I've been to the giraffes in Point Arena.
Oh,
Have you been down there?
There's giraffes in Point Arena?
There is.
Okay, hey, Jamie, we have to get on that. Okay, Jamie, we have to get on the
fabulous.
giraffes.
It's actually a reserve.
Well, that's what this is. It's a reserve.
Yeah.
for the donkeys. It's called Oscar's Place, and they're for these like bewildered mules that people just let go and roam the lay of the land because they're not taking care of them. But if you have enough space in your home, your yard, you can go up and rescue one, like a dog or a cat.
I'll be darned.
And they all have their own characters.
Oh,
their
where
own
is this?
personality. It's called Oscar's Place. It's over outside of, where was it, Barbara, outside of Ukiah? Just right outside of Ukiah. Yeah, just fantastic. Ron King, he started it. And it's just an amazing place. Right now there's 55 of these donkeys on the reserve. And they're like little doggies. You say, come here, and they do. They come. And then they
Cute.
stay your best friend for the rest of your life. They don't want to leave.
Nice.
Yeah, so thank you about the giraffe story. I'll have to
Yeah,
check
it's in
that out.
Point Arena. It's fabulous.
So, as somebody who was born and raised in this area, what do you like to do on your day off?
I cook. I
You
like
cook.
to cook, and I like to relax because this place keeps me busy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Every
So-
time I come by, there's a line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Another fun thing about this place is this building was originally the rectory for the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church was next door. I guess it was probably right here,
really,
and it was in 1866 is when building was built, and then the Catholic Church burnt, and they built the church up on the hill. This continued to be the rectory for several years before it was finally sold, and then it was a private residence. It's been a video store. It's been a law office. And now it's Patterson's.
oh my goodness. This is why I felt a special little juju when I walked in the door.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very prayerful place then too. But do you have music here?
We did used to have music on Wednesdays, and we're going to try and re-implement that again, but not at this time, a little bit later.
Yeah.
You know, once COVID kind of stops rearing its ugly head.
Right, if it ever does.
Yeah.
So for Patterson's Pub, you know, COVID has, I hate to use this word, but it's made you pivot in a positive direction and opening up this wonderful, wonderful outdoor patio. What other lessons have you learned that you've been able to try to excel on?
That kindness is really important.
Gosh, I love that. Right?
You know, and kindness and patience, and just it's just been a very challenge for the customers and for the workers.
I keep finding that you don't know what somebody else has gone through. We know what we've gone through. I don't know what you've gone through. I don't know what that guy over there who's sitting there, what he's gone through. So
Exactly.
kindness and patience. Boy. Well, it's wonderful to see that Patterson's Pub here in Mendocino has really excelled. You really have excelled with dreaming and thinking outside the box here with this beautiful patio and the wonderful inside dining as well, and practicing all the mandatory safeguards and doing
We
it
try our
with
best.
grace and doing it with so much grace and
Thank you.
kindness.
Thank you.
And I thank you so much. And also everybody, when I told them that I was coming here, said, tell them they have the best food of all.
Oh,
So thank you so much.
Speaking of food,
Oh,
here we go.
We're going to go have us some little food here, okay? So from Room to Rome, visit Mendocino County. I'm Roberta Gonzales with Jeannie Dobbins. Thank you so much, everyone. Come to
Thank
Patterson's
you.
Pub. We'll see you there. Cheers.
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 Mendocino County, vibrant with incredible views, offering amazing outdoor activities from hiking, biking, and kayaking to wine and beer tasting, gallery hopping, and golfing. Try rail biking. For more adventures, visit animal preserves. And when it's time to take a break, relax at sidewalk cafes and restaurants. Stay longer at any lovely inn throughout the area. For a breath of fresh air and room to roam, visit Mendocino County.
Patterson's Pub. It was so delicious. Just the best, like bar food. Just exactly what you want.
Right,
And
it's so good.
not that I may have partaked, but the Bloody Marys are pretty good too.
Yes, they are.
Right.
Everybody in Mendocino County knows about the Bloody Marys from Patterson's Pub. Yes.
And I love how it's just centrally located right there in the heart of Mendocino.
Yep.
So you've been taking me around the county, and this is one of the largest counties in the state of California. So there's a lot of territory. I don't think most people realize just how large Mendocino County is. So you go to the coast or you go inland. So I thought we'd do a little bit of a recap. And when I mention something, tell me your thoughts. Okay?
You got it. I love
Okay.
it. It has been a great year. We've done
It has.
so much. I can't imagine what you're going to bring up and surprise me with tonight as some of your favorite places. But Boy, what a great time palling
Yeah.
around together, exploring, and all the adventures. It's just been a blast.
Yeah, I've been really blessed. I really have been being able to go along on your little, your trail of showing me the beauty of Mendocino County and the fun. Okay, here we go. Captain Fletcher.
Oh my gosh, yes. So the Interpretive Center in Navarro, Elizabeth is just such a lovely curator of Mendocino area parks, and they've done a really spectacular job of rehabbing and breathing, I can't say new life, but fresh air into Captain Fletcher's Inn. And we were lucky enough to be some of the first people to see it once they reopened it. And I just really enjoyed having that behind the scenes guided tour of that historical property.
Yes, it's almost like a must see, I believe, if you're going to Mendocino. So Navarro is on the road right before you get into Mendocino. And I really enjoyed it. I learned so much. And the views from that house, Captain Fletcher's house, was amazing, right? Right there on the ocean.
Yep.
Okay, next up. This is one of my favorites to talk about views. How about Pacific Star?
Oh my gosh. Love Pacific Star. Sally is such a wonderful character.
Yes, she is.
She's so much fun and so welcoming, and she's a great winemaker. But the views, right there on the edge, what we say, the edge of the world, right? On the bluffs of the Pacific Ocean, to hang out and enjoy wine and have a little picnic. Gosh, that was so much fun.
So, am I correct in believing this is the only winery that is that close to the Pacific Ocean?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's like if you get a map, like this one behind me here, of the United States, and you see California, right there is Pacific Star right on the bluffs. Just gorgeous. And people have weddings there. We saw one going down. We're saying, no, don't stop. No, we didn't. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. We wish him the best of luck.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So how about this one? I know this one was really fun also. The Bohemian Chemist.
Oh, yes. So that was a really interesting educational day as well.
Yes.
Because, we were out and we were exploring cannabis businesses.
And the Madrones.
And the Madrones is the host property to the Bohemian Chemist, where we met with Jim. And boy, did we and Naomi get an education that day about the cannabis industry, shopping for cannabis, not being afraid to ask questions, all of that stuff. It was just so interesting. And the apothecary itself is stunningly beautiful.
It is.
It knocks me down every time I go in there, seeing what a cool store they have put together there.
Yeah. And again, we want to talk about it's not just a place to go and just, buy some marijuana, and do whatever you want to do. There's some purposes.
Yes.
If you have problems sleeping.
Right.
Who was it again? Jim
Roberts. Yeah.
Jim Roberts. He's an expert at all this and can say, okay, this is what is recommended. Not that he necessarily is recommended, but this is what is good for that.
Right.
Just for different things, for fatigue, for
arthritis.
calmness.
Yeah.
Arthritis. Yes.
Right.
So it was really a wonderful, wonderful educational experience for all of us, especially Naomi, because she got to ask all the questions. So that was a lot of fun. We've had so much fun this whole past year. So one thing that stands out big time happens to be Oscar's Place.
Oh my gosh, isn't that such a cool... So Oscar's Place, the donkey sanctuary, we should
I never knew donkeys were so funny.
And loving, right? They just want to cuddle with you.
Do you remember that one time I saw that donkey and I was like, I'm going to take a picture of you. And he like he thought he was hiding behind a pole, but his butt was hanging out one end and his head was hanging out the other end. And he's like trying to look up like this. It was so funny. So silly.
I know. That was such a cool day. I mean, it wasn't literally cool. It was super hot. If you remember.
Hot, yeah.
But it was so cool to get out there and walk around and meet the donkeys and play with them and give them treats.
Now, it is a sanctuary. So when people find donkeys just roaming around, they bring it to the sanctuary in hopes that it'll be adopted, right?
Yeah, and the work that they do is really, really cool. It's what they do is they actually go out and they save donkeys from being slaughtered.
Yes.
They buy them at auction and give them a place to live out their life.
So Campo Vita, located in Hopland, they actually rescued a donkey from the sanctuary. They adopted a donkey.
They adopted, yeah.
Dior. So whenever you go to Campo Vita, you hear this. It's just so precious. We learned so much about donkeys. And actually, Oprah did a piece on Oscar's place because she was so amazed by the work that they have done as well.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. It's we're really appreciative of having them as part of our community.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great place for anybody to go visit and rescue a donkey as well. All right, so one of, honestly, my favorite times, Mendocino Grove.
Oh my gosh. That was, I mean, it was just silly. We were silly the whole time. And
I was convinced I was going to get eaten by a bear, yes. We didn't go camping, we went glamping. I kept saying all season long to Travis, we've got to highlight camping because people are doing a lot of outdoor things. And look at all the great camping places you have in Mendocino County. So Travis comes up with this idea, okay, we're going to go camping, but you've got to camp. And I said, oh, no. Other people like to camp. So what did we do? We went glamping.
Yes. And talk about glamping in its truest form with a campfire valet. Now,
yes.
I was sold. The second they told me that there was a campfire valet, I was like, okay, I'm in. Where do I sign up? Let's do this.
Right.
And they were so lovely because you and I arrived. It was drizzly and rainy and we couldn't get our campfire lit. And they were like, oh, don't even worry about it. We'll just send somebody by to your campsite. And they came by and I swear it felt like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
They had this beautiful roaring fire for us. It was so cool.
And we made s'mores.
We did.
Yeah. And then it's a great, beautiful tent and inside a lovely bed with an electric blanket.
Electric blanket and all, wool blanket on top. Like you felt like you were on a safari, so to speak, but in Mendocino.
Yeah. And then you heard the foghorn at night because you're that close to the ocean, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, they just turn the lights on.
Waiting for Travis to wake up so we can go brush our teeth together because they have a wonderful shower facility and where you can brush your teeth and also just shower and do all that kind of grooming. And I thought, well, I'm going to wait till I hear that Travis is up. And all of a sudden it was just like bright. And I said, who turned on the lights? The sun came up.
Right?
The sun came up. But honestly, I want to get a group of girlfriends and go glamping together. Wouldn't that be fun? Or just get a couple couples together and go. Yeah. And they have yoga. They have, organized activities.
Exactly.
And then we noticed other people were getting up early to go hiking.
Yes. So we went hiking.
We did do a little hike. Yeah.
We did a little hike that morning. And I just have to say that Teresa and Jake and their team have done such a great job with that place. And, I was so appreciative of them, showing us around and hosting us and talking about what they're doing in their property. It was a really, really cool experience.
And they have a great gift store also.
Yeah, we did a little damage there, didn't we?
Yeah, Mendocino Grove. I honestly, I'm going to get a group together. We're going to go there we're going to party. We're just going to party. That's our glamping trip. All right. So I have another one that I know was just off the hook for us.
Okay.
Triangle tattoo.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to see how my tattoo turned out? Because you only saw it when it happened.
Right.
You want to see it? I got to get it. No, I didn't get a tattoo. But we met Mr. G.
And Madam Chinchilla.
Yes.
And they are such a cool, I mean, what they do and have curated and created with the museum, you know, it is just so neat to look at their art and look at the history of tattoo and, you know, kind of get a deeper meaning, I guess.
Yeah.
For the art and how, you know, how it's progressed to where it is today. And then the art that they do themselves is so spectacular.
I like how you refer to it as art because it is just that.
Yeah.
And every professional who works there is an artist.
Yeah.
And people make reservations like 6 and 8 months out, perhaps even a year, just to get into this place.
Yeah.
So it is world renowned. Triangle tattoo. It is.
Yeah.
And those two have been together forever. And the tattoos that they wear, tell a story.
They do. It's really neat.
It is very neat, very eclectic. And as you said, it's a museum as well. So that is Fort Bragg, right?
That is in Fort Bragg. Yep. Right in downtown.
Yeah. Okay. So that almost does it for us. But I have to say, I really want to give a heartfelt shout out to our lodging sponsors over the last year. We have Vichy Springs in Ukiah, which you know I fell in love with because of the mineral water, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that big, beautiful Olympic pool that they have there. And also the historic ramifications about, you know, this and how it became Vichy Springs. Was it Ulysses Grant stay there?
Yes. They've had a slew of famous people over the years. And mind you, this place started in the, you know, late 1800s. So it's been around for a really, really long time. It's steeped in history. And it's, you know, it is Vichy mineral water. And it, you know, other than it being in France, this is the only place you can get that. So
you get into these like tubs and the water fills up. And I got to tell you, every time I do that, I go about 10 days and nothing hurts. Nothing hurts. It cures your aches and pains, and it just fills your soul. And calm, peaceful, wonderful. They have the 1-bedroom places you can stay in. And one time I stayed in it was almost like a house. It had a living room and a kitchen and then the bedroom off to the side. Just beautiful, just wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they do a wonderful breakfast every morning.
Oh, you and I had fun at that buffet. Right?
Exactly what we wanted to start our day.
Yeah, we got right out of the pool and then went right to the buffet. And other people were coming right out of the mineral water and they had their big old robes on and just really enjoyed it. And so that's where we stay when we're inland.
Yep.
When we're on the coast,
Where else but Little River Inn.
Right. Little River Inn. And the golfing is great there too.
Exactly. We had fun on the course.
We did. And I didn't break anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That time.
That time. You know, and the restaurant, the chefs, amazing, amazing dishes. Sometimes the daily dishes, or just, you know, you're going to go there and the menu is going to be wonderful. Even the butter.
Even the butter. That's right.
Butter's fantastic. But the rooms, you know, the rooms are so spacious when you're over by, what is it? What do you want to call it? The conference room area.
Oh, yeah.
And amazing views. But then if you're over in the historical side, right, closer to the reception area, that last room that we had, I mean, we were in the room together. That was fabulous. The view you could see, you know, unlimited. Of the ocean. Yeah. It's just gorgeous, just beautiful, and a little bit more Victorian. It was fun. It was fun. So thank you to our amazing lodging sponsors.
Yep.
Andiron was one of our sponsors too, because I
Yeah.
stayed there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You've really made it a fantastic year, Travis. You really have. Thank you. And I hope that the word gets out. Any of you listening, any of you watching this, Mendocino County, you got to think about Mendocino County when you're thinking about, oh, let's get away. What do you want to do? It's only, okay, if you go inland, it was 2.5 hours.
Yep.
But if you go along the coast, it could take about 4 hours because you stop and go, look at these redwood trees.
Right. No, it has been a wonderful season working with you, doing this podcast, and again, the adventures and the fun that we've had in exploring Mendocino County so that we can talk about it and tell people about it. It's just been a blast, and I really look forward to what we have coming up and in store for the next season of the podcast.
Me too. We have some surprises.
Right. It's going to be really exciting. So let's agree to meet again soon and have another adventure.
Okay. How about if I see you at the Crab Festival in February?
That sounds fantastic. I look forward to it, and we'll share that with our visitors as well.
Okay. So everybody has to stay tuned for a whole new season coming up. Visit Mendocino and visit Mendocino County. For Travis Scott, I'm Roberta Gonzales. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching as well. And you guys all take care of one another. And as we go through December and look ahead, Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you.